people out there. It is once again time for another one bites the dust. This time we're going to critique Mr. Aesthetic. He is versus Double D in a 2 Cyber and 1 versus 1 matchup on Williamson's Bridge. This is a difficult and unusual map to play. Base swaps are not entirely uncommon on this map. And depending on your reclaim patterns and your first units, things can turn out very differently from game to game as you play on this map. Alright, we're going to go for Mr. Aesthetic's point of view and proceed through this game and see if we can learn anything from it and also if we can help everyone improve. Alright, he is going first engineer, second engineer, and it looks like a triple land build. Going for heavy land production. And third engineer, not really going for any early aggressive unit. Nice manual reclaim patterns, picking up all of those rocks out there. That is going to allow him to rush these power generators after only building a single mass extractor with his ACU. And keep his mass bar full. Very well done on that. He is going to pull a Mantis out to accompany that engineer. I'm assuming that that is going to be keyed up to go northwards. Very smart move there. And continuing, that is an insane manual reclaim pattern. Very well done, although there are a couple trees in there. That was mostly trees, very few rocks. And this scout is going to camp out on the center mechs just to see what's coming. That is actually a really good idea because that will alert you if there is a bomber headed your way. And a counter Mantis immediately going to be shot down by that ACU. Very lucky on your placement there. And things will continue. So far, this is actually looking like a good build. Up till this point, you have balanced your eco beautifully, and it continues. Holy cow. Literally 1 or 2 mass in storage and bounced back into the positive. Bringing ACU back to make sure and counter this early ACU push. That is very early. That, when people continue to rotate even when an ACU pops up on this side, that almost inevitably leads into either a base swap or death for one player if he is not aggressive enough. Looks like a little bit of a power stall. Did not build any more power after these first 4 P-gens. A bit late on that in the build. That is not good at all. Critical that you stay above stall point on power at all times. Oh, that hurts to look at. Finally popping positive, and honestly, I would build an extra one because when you're using all your mass, you only have 1 spare power. Also, your opponent has air. I hope that you react to that properly. There is a point defense going to pull ACU back. That is good. Since you do not have air, and not only do you not have air, but you do not have a single anti-air unit, I would not be at all surprised if a bomber started coming your way. Excuse me. And another power stall. And okay, if you were not reclaiming, which you're doing pretty well on reclaim actually, and there's the bomber just as predicted. Double D has 1,000, you have 1,400. You're doing very well on reclaim. The problem here is you have enough power to cover what you're actually bringing in, but you did not build enough power early enough to subsidize your reclaim income. So to cover the amount subsidized in your reclaim income. And that air factory, under assistance from that many engineers, is also going to put you deep in the hole. Really, I see all good things except for that freaking power income. I would throw these 2 power generators in a little bit earlier, and if you're going to pull an air factory like this, unassisted, that's okay. 2 engineers. Okay, I'm going to climb out on a limb here, and I'm going to look this up after this game, and if I am wrong, I will post in the comments. But if I remember correctly, a Tech 1 factory has 20 build power. Okay, I can see it down there. I forgot that I turned on the more unit stats indicator. Okay, 20 build power. So since you have 4, you had 4 engineers assisting, that is basically 2 air factories for all intents and purposes. So you would need to adjust your build to have enough power in it for if you had built 2 air factories. Not only that, but since you're assisting the unit building, you're not getting the full adjacency bonus from your power generators because it is by time, not by the actual unit cost. So if you're producing the unit in less time, force building with the engineers, what is built by the engineers does not count towards your adjacency bonus. So that is something to bear in mind. And the power has finally evened out. Looking like a decent 50-50 split on map control or close to it. That Jester was a nice little move. Not really much to reclaim out here. Still a few rocks around in the back of your base, but it'd be nice to see those being picked up. Going for a mass extractor upgrade under heavy assistance. That is the way to do it. If you're going to get a mass extractor upgrade, you need to get it as quickly as possible. So that is done excellently. The one thing that is kind of... oh, there we go, scout. I was just about to comment on the lack of scouting, but you have beaten me to the punch. Gonna get out there. One thing that I do see, he has a Tech 2 factory. If you're not going to go Tech 2 yourself, it would be, I think that is a Tech 2 upgrade. It would still be a good idea, though, to build power storage so that you can be saving up for that overcharge that very well might save your life. So that is something to be thinking about. Maybe building 1 or possibly 2 extra power generators if you do not have positive power income. There it is. There's the energy storage. Good deal. Problem is you are only plus 52, so it will take forever to save up for an overcharge at that rate. However, that is going to work out in your favor. Alright. Problem now is that Double D is very effectively using stealth. That is a hard one to overcome. Really, it's just a matter of scouting. And it is so hard to counter range bots and that stealth if they're under the control of a good player. And that is not going well for you, my good sir. Some things you can do to counter that would be T1 bombers. Hoplites have very, very low HP. So a handful of T1 bombers can be pretty devastating. Oh, ACU has been caught out in the open. That is not good at all. Overcharge is charged up. I'm going to overcharge that. Do not have gun upgrade. A gun upgrade would have been a good choice, but honestly, you're not floating enough power to have gotten that. So That will help you make up some of the difference on the range and the hoplites, so you do not get kited to death, which I am kind of seeing coming your way. Still circling some scouts, that is good, but losing air control quickly. That almost looks, yes, that is a gun upgrade on his ACU. Not good at all. Okay, I think that I can safely conclude that these two Tech 2 mass extractors were a horrible idea. The mass that you dumped into those, I believe, puts you at the map control and unit count disadvantage that allowed him to get this massive advantage pretty much on both sides. That is not good at all. There's nothing wrong with Tech 2 mass extractor upgrades inherently. I mean, if you're prepping for an eco game, by all means get them. But the problem comes when you're putting units into mass extractors and not into units, and the other player is putting that eco into units. Then it becomes a major issue, because you're going to lose out on map control. And when you're Cybern, even versus another Cybern, actually possibly especially versus another Cybern, turtles, they're just not going to work. You cannot turtle with Cybern. They're not built to turtle. They have weak point defense. They have weak shields. Versus a Cybern opponent, they have Vipers, which can absolutely shred your point defense, the mobile missile launchers. It's just incredibly stacked against you to try to play a teched up. I'm not going to say you were intentionally going for a turtle, but it's just an incredibly bad idea to try and do this tech maxes early and that kind of thing on a 5K map when your opponent is all in on units. Those Tech 2 point defenses are going to go to work, but I don't think that it is going to be enough to deny all of this spam down here. Well, it may eventually kill it all off. It is going to, but there's more units on the way. You are now down to about 5% map control, and all it's going to take is one tiny little tipping point, and this is going to be over. Still no gun upgrade. Actually, no upgrades at all, I think. At this point, you're down to 17 mass. If your mass situation was any better, I would say Tech 3 and bricks. But I know you have a lot of reclaim at exactly this second, but you have neither the power nor the sustained income for Tech 3. And rhinos are not going to help you, I don't think. Although gun would, if you got gun. Although there is a substantial stealth problem coming from the north. At this point, kind of trying to dig yourself out of a hole created in the early game, and there's not a whole lot of advice that I can offer in a situation like this. A few T1 artillery would not hurt, because the Medusas do have the stun effect. So when you mix them in and you're firing on higher tier units, the stun will help you substantially. The other thing is, since you do have Tech 2, oh, don't overflow mass. Actually, now you might be able to pull off T3. I that is even more tech, which is compounding the problem that got you here in the first place. But honestly, at this point, I would say, what do you have to lose? Maybe burn some of that reclaim that you did have. A Tech 2 power generator would help you substantially. Oh, there is a Tech 3 factory, I think, on the other side. That is Tech 3 making loyalists. I'm going to go ahead and go to observers just so we can see what's going on here. Bricks, I think, possibly could have dug you out of the hole if you could have survived any pushes that came up, which with those Tech 2 point defense in your base, very well could have, as we saw just a few minutes ago. But now the numerical advantage is just absolutely ridiculously in the hands of Double D. He has the means to steamroll you into oblivion, and trebuchets are about to hit your base. That is going to be painful to watch. Tech 1 bombers coming in, taking out radar. Nice little move by Double D. That trebuchet is going to start laying down cover fire on the units below its position. Building a shield in your base. Again, weak Cybern shields probably not going to help you very much versus sustained T3 mobile artillery fire. Your income has made a surprising comeback. Capping off your mexes and getting all of that done has actually done you a lot of good. You have managed to reclaim a couple mechs here and there, and building that radar again. Need to get on that reclaim ASAP. Tech 2 engineer here sitting idle. Honestly, yes, building a Tech 2 point defense. I was going to say, you do have a clear shot of all the surrounding territory if you chose to build a Tech 2 point defense. Unfortunately, I don't think it is going to finish building. Nope. Trebuchet knocking that out. Up to 2 trebuchets, and there is a brick coming up the center. That brick is going to be able to soak up all of the fire that those 2 Tech 2 point defenses can muster and survive it easily. Well, it could if it advanced. And you have your own brick. Good job, but I think the mass deficit is going to be too much. I don't think you can produce your way out of this mess. Brick on brick. Yours will win due to the wearing down from those Cerberus turrets in the back there. That is going to kill off that trebuchet. Well done, my good sir. Staving off your defeat for a little longer, and that will secure you this reclaim field down here, giving you a substantial boost in eco, up to 16,000 reclaim, but Double D has equivalent numbers. Needs so much more production. You're overflowing mass here. Throwing some engineers down. Oh, you're not producing units out of that factory. That's why. Upgrading to a Tech 3 mass extractor. Why? Why are you teching even more? It really... I'm not sure what you're going for here, because your power income is lagging far behind your mass income. And you're already building this. I would have just built more units. Throw engineers on one of these and get a couple of support factories up to burn off that reclaim. It would be less power intensive than number one, trying to upgrade a Tech 3 mass extractor, and then that mass extractor will consume 50 power, which you do not have. Power is the problem, not mass here. And then starting a Tech 2 ACU upgrade while already in a power deficit. This is kind of looking like a game that might have been given up on. Not sure though. I think that was another Tech 2 PGen coming up, which allowed for that power influx. Oh my. I just knocked an entire jar full of change off of my computer desk. That is going to be a pain to clean up later. Trebuchets in here firing. Nice job getting those Vipers up to knock out those point defense. Perhaps a push will be possible through that, but I am not sure. 600 health on that. But it did win. That is what's important. Double D, I think, is officially toying with you. Anyone who would build a Tech 2 artillery on this map, that is just hilarious. And I do believe that your death has arrived. 3 bricks, I think. Yes, 3 bricks and a pile of spam. 4 bricks and a pile of spam coming in. And is going to focus fire your ACU, and despite the 4 vet and the tech level, that is just going to peel the health right off of you. Killing that Tech 3 HQ. No more bricks for you, buddy. Overcharge. Nope. Take your death. Alright, that was an interesting game. Some minor blunders stacked on top of each other led to a very bad game. I think the biggest issue, absolute biggest, was power management. It started out really well at the beginning of the game. Your eco was balanced, and then that air factory especially was just killing your power situation. Power first, because that just cripples your whole eco. And then after that, not building enough units, losing out on some map control, losing out on some reclaim, some mass points. It was kind of error upon error kind of thing that eventually cascaded into a death. I hope that helped you, and I hope that helped everybody else that was watching. I am going to do one more of these today. It will be uploaded shortly, so I hope you will tune in for that one. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching.